My name's Chrissy. I'm coming to you from Adelaide in South Australia, just up in the lovely hills there. And it's such an honour to be here at the Global Quantum Healing Summit and talking about some of the interesting things that I've channeled and discovered about our human soul system over the years. So it's really exciting, and what a buzz it has been just the last 5 minutes in my house that my power cut out, which was really crazy. And then I had am I going to be able to use my computer? So it's all working out well, and if we get cut off in the meantime, I hope that you've got enough out of it that you need to get. So hi to all the people that are watching. It's lovely to see you, so many hearts and all that sort of thing. That's lovely. I've invited lots of people, and I'm just going to ramble on a little bit until some more of you join us, because I've got some really cool shit to share with you today. And when a few more people start to watch, I will tell you a little bit about myself. If you're interested in your human and your soul and everything that comes along with it, if you think or believe that you're an empath and your empath energy is out of control, this is where we're going to start to put some things into perspective. We've had so many amazing things in this Quantum Healing Summit, and a big thank you to Matthew that organised this in such a short space of time. The whisper came in and he took it on, and now we have this beautiful evolved state for so many healers, so many channelers, readers, musicians. Oh, it's just been mind-blowing, and I get to share it in my time and space with you guys as well, and I thank you for that. So my name's Chrissy. I swear a little, but I love a lot, so I might drop the F-bomb, but when I channel, there's nothing I can do about it. It just does flow. If it seems like I'm drifting off into a different area, it could be because I am channeling. There is so much information to share with you guys in regards to healing not only our soul self, but our human as well. Our human is suffering through these times just as our soul is, our shadow, and all the other facets of us. So as a channeler, I don't just channel one energy at a time, and sometimes I feel like Sybil. For those of you who remember, Sybil had multiple personalities. I have multiple channeling energies, and it's just crazy. So hi to all of you people. When I do start to get into it, I may not even focus on what messages are coming up, but trust me, I love you all, and I will come back and answer and respond to any other questions that you have. So it's pretty exciting, and this information that I'm going to share with you today is I've held on to for a long time, and it wasn't until I actually met Matthew that I had at the Conscious Leaders in Adelaide very first group event that I actually shared a part of something I've been not sharing for a long time, because it sounds so freaking weird. It sounds so out there. It just blows my mind. But back in November 2019, I just had this channel of all this information, and I recorded it, and I've shared it only with possibly 10 people in the whole of the scheme of things, and I'm going to share some of what this channel message was about with you today. And if you would like more information, I'm sure that we can get it through the quantum. I'm going to put a virtual gift in the basket, which will be the actual live recording of the transmission that I did lying in bed one morning, my dog scratching herself and snoring away, which was quite funny as well. But there's a few of you here. Hello, beautiful people. Thank you for joining. And I will start by asking the question. We're going to get really connected to our human soul system firstly. And I'd like to ask you how connected you really feel to your soul at this particular time. Like, there's a lot going on in this world, and we're all getting into this higher realm through our heart chakras, our throat, third eye, and up to universal. But that's not inclusive of our physical self. Our physical chakras start with our base, our grounding. And from the base chakra, the sacral, the solar plexus, the heart, and the throat, they are 5 chakras that are physical that we have control over as humans. Once we start to get up into the third eye and the crown, that is beyond our control. They never ever close though. That is what is really important, and what I'd like to tell you, that it never ever closes. Your crown chakra and third eye chakra will never ever be blocked. We get blocked from our throat down, not being able to speak out, not being able to open our hearts, because they can get hurt and crushed, but they also can give a lot out and receive a lot as well. We shut down in our solar plexus from anxiety and stress, and it goes on. We don't believe in ourselves through our sacral. We stop loving ourselves, and we believe that we're not in the right space and time, and then we become ungrounded, and our tribe, as our vibe starts to really fuck us off, and then we go, what the hell? And we come all the way back up, and we look to spirit or our soul for guidance, but it's your human part of you that needs the guidance. The soul's fine. It may detach from you every now and then. It may sit to one side of you every now and then because it gets sick of all the bullshit. Basically, I speak and see more souls than I do the human. I bypass the human and their behaviours and say to the soul, hey mate, what's going on with you? What are you after at the moment? So can I ask you, how connected do you really feel to your soul self? And if you were to pick a number from 1 to 100, what number would you pick? Ask your soul, how connected am I to you today? Is it 10%, 50%, 60%, 70%? And that's what I'd like to talk to you about. If you write your number down and start to think about how connected you really are, because your soul knows. Your soul knows everything about you. Your soul has come here to this planet of learning, emotion, freedom of choice to have this experience in a human body. And your human body wants to work with your soul, and your soul wants to work with your human self. And once these facets of you are connected, that is when we really balance and heal all these chakric energies, hone into our intuitive self, and allow ourselves to connect to that universal source. So, where does it all begin? So, we have our shadow self, which is the part of you that triggers things, that pushes you into these spaces, because we've come down here to learn. I have a little analogy or a little metaphor that the soul sitting up in source, waiting and looking down and going, wow, I want to go down to that planet. That looks pretty good down there. We get to do what we want. We have free choice. We learn feelings and emotions and different ones, not just peace and love. We learn anxiety, stress, pressure, overwhelm. We learn so much down here. And this little soul's going, wow, that's really good. And the hierarchy goes, so you want to go down to the planet of learning and free will? What do you want to learn? And the soul goes away and it writes its list of what it wants to learn, and the higher keepers of us go, there you go, and they put us in a family. Now, do we get to choose that family? Or do we get a family chosen for us that's going to help us to develop and learn the lessons and the purposes that we've come down here for? And that's nutted in my head for so long about the families we're put into. Some are really cool families and we have this really amazing life, and some families are shit. And it's like, what is going on here? Well, the reason that we get put into these shitty environments or places we don't want to be is so that we can say, well, that is not how I want to be. And we change. We can change and choose different behaviours and different patterns. Yes, we are programmed at a young age, but we can change those. And it takes a bit of practice. You don't run a marathon without training. So it's all about training and committing to yourself as a human and as a soul and a shadow. So the little soul comes down here and it's got its human form and everything's going wonderful. It's having a great time. And it gets to adulthood and things are starting to change and they're learning more different things about different energies. And all of a sudden, it goes, I don't like this world anymore. It's not for me. This, nothing's working. And the human's starting to do things that go against the soul's grain, and the soul's just going to drift a little bit further out. It will never leave your side, but it will drift out. It will drift. And there's lots of other connotations with that as well, which I'm trying to stay focused on what I've got in my notes today, other than going into walk-ins, soul exchanges, and all those sorts of things, which is for another time. So we get to our 30s, 40s, however, we're having a really rough time of it, and we're sitting there and we're looking for guidance. And we might go to a clairvoyant, we might go to a psychologist, we might go to the doctor, we might go within ourselves, we might go to God, whoever your source is, and we sit there and we go, fuck, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I need some guidance. And your soul's right there, and it says to you, that's okay, I can help you. I've been here all along waiting for you to actually want to come back to me. And this is where the human soul system connects. The shadow puts you into those situations that trigger the emotions that we are to learn from in our chakric energy beds. And the human then has a thought and then has a feeling, or does the feeling create the thought? And then it starts to respond or react. But the soul is always waiting there for guidance for you. The thing is can we sit long enough to listen to this soul self within us and ask the questions and ask, what do I need to do for myself today? How can I learn from this experience? And what is it going to bring me? What purpose does it bring me to? So the human soul system really needs to connect. And when you do the analogy, there is 8 facets to the human soul system. You've got your shadow self, your human self, your soul self, your mind, your body, and you've also got your past, your future, and your present. Because we work in multi-dimensions at all times. When you're thinking of your past, you're going back to another dimension. When you're thinking or in deja vu, or having dreams or going into past lives, you're in the past. It's another dimension. We have to look at all these facets. And when you do, it presents yourself with a few more questions of, the shadows triggered something in you. Has it triggered something from a past life? From an energetic space, a genetic space? Where has this feeling come from? And that's when it's time to sit and analyze what it is that you're being presented with so that you can create changes. And there has been many, many healers, guides, practitioners of all types of modules on and doing lives on this Global Quantum Healing Summit that have got some great guidance. But it's actually admitting and being honest to yourself that that is what's triggering it, finding out what the trigger is. And this is, I guess, where we come into the 8th sense. And I'm just going to, before I swap subjects, just say hello to everyone. Thank you for all your hearts and things, because as I go into each section, it's going to get, I get easily distracted. I was told at school I was easily distracted as well. So excuse me, just been talking a lot. I hope you have found a comfortable space. And are ready to talk about another facet of ourselves, which is the empathy, the empathic part of ourselves, the part that feels so deeply. The part, has anyone ever been asked or told, oh, you feel too much, you're too sensitive, you know, all these sorts of things, and you sit back and you go, oh, fuck, I wish I hadn't picked that up, or I wish I hadn't felt that, you know. Do you feel the pain of others? Well, yeah, because you know what? We're all psychic, we're all healers, and we're all our own guides and teachers. It's a matter of focusing and honing it in onto ourselves first. Because when we do it for us, when we're healing us, we're actually healing those around us. And that is when the true essence of change evolves. It evolves not only within yourself, but within those people too. And it's such a groovy thing. It's such a cool thing. We all think that we're here to heal everybody else, but the healing starts with you, because it's been said many times, you can't heal or serve from an empty pot. And I would ask you right now, what's in your pot? Come on, guys. What is in it? You've been filled with all this nourishment over all these years, and then you've been giving, and then we get to the dregs at the bottom of the pot, and we're tired, and we're overwhelmed, and we're stressed, and we don't know what's going on, and yet part of us is serving other people. So I ask, what are we serving? What are you serving those people? So today, let's rinse out the pot, chuck that away, and we'll start to really regroup and rebalance. We're going to talk about what is yours and what is other people's. And being an empath, and we are all empaths also, we feel so much more than, well, it's not we feel more, we feel different vibrations. We can only resonate with the vibrations that we're familiar with. The ones we're not familiar with will just go over your head or under your feet or wherever it goes. It's not until we actually are faced with something that we're familiar with, or we're here to learn, or that we've had triggered in the past, that we can resonate with that frequency. So when you're around certain people for too long, people can get drained, and your empathic energy is just skyrocketing. And over time, this is, oh, that's good, Tance. Your body's so full of self-love. I love it. Cool. That's very cool. So what happens then is part of us wants to keep helping others, and we get to a space where we can't. And when we can't do that, we get angry with ourselves, or we might feel overwhelmed, or we might feel that we have to push ourselves into doing certain things that aren't resonating with us. The fact is that when that starts to occur, you have to just pull back a little bit, pull back and hone in once again on what is yours and what is somebody else's. And if you're getting drained of energy, it means that you're giving what you haven't got. So when your pot is overflowing and you're giving, there's no expectations for anything in return. There's all this wonderful energy that just keeps flowing through you. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth. We seem to listen more. We get the vibration. Our guiding voice system tells us, hey, this energy is coming from this space. So when people are angry and they're yelling and screaming, it's coming from a space much deeper. And unless we listen to that vibration, we can't sense it, we can't feel it, and you can't communicate back to somebody in that space. It turns into what I call verbal arrows. It's like you just keep firing back at each other. But if you're in that space where you are full and you've got that time and that space to listen and to be able to create space for that person and find where their deeper stuff is, because it's not the person, it's not the soul, it's just a behavior, it's probably a program, it's probably something they're holding on to so tightly inside that they need to express it some way. So as an empath and a healer, it's always good to just listen. And when I say empath, empathy is a sense, much like your other senses of smells and tastes, and we've got the physical ones, which are seeing, hearing, touching, tasting, smelling. We've got our intuitive self and our conscious self and our empathy. It is a sense. I class it as the eighth sense. On the spiritual side of that, the soul side, if you like, we've got clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, clairgustience, claireliance. There's a stack of them. The universal. And then when we get down to empathy, it is the resurrection of your instinct and your premonition. Okay, and these two emotions I've found hasn't really evolved with us, our instinct and premonition. So we get our empath sense coming in, and it just can trigger so many things in us. And sometimes it's your shit and sometimes it's not. You know when it's not because it doesn't trigger you anymore. Okay, and that's when you can sort of go, okay, that is something that somebody else has that I'm picking up on. And the analogy I like to use from your creating what's yours and what's not is called compassionate disassociation. But in order to be able to compassionately disassociate, you need to understand what is yours and what is not. So that's where self-analyzing comes in, working with your soul and your shadow self to understand the triggers, why it's triggering you, what are you learning from this, and how can you utilize it in the future and create space that will heal others. So your healing starts within. And I'm just going to take a breath and slow down. Okay, how's everyone going? This is really very cool. My dad always said I could talk underwater, so here I go. So let's just think that you are in a pond, right? This is a beautiful pond. You're the lotus flower. And we know that the lotus has to go through all that gunk and mud at the bottom of the pond, and then it goes up through the water and it gets clearer and clearer until it bursts out into the sun. It's just freaking amazing. It's there like, hola, I've made it. So you're the lotus flower. You're in the pond. You've grown. You've got the sun. And your heartbeat is just these ripples on the pond. Boom, 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 boom. And you're calm, you're feeling lovely, and you're enjoying this beautiful, beautiful pond. You're in your space. So we go into our chakras, the heart chakras, creating that beautiful rhythm. We're all balanced, everything's good. We've got a beautiful auric energy around you, which is your pond. Got that space, and your heartbeat is going into the pond, and you're in a really cool space because you know you're okay and you know what's yours. You're healed, you're cleared, you're balanced, you're just enjoying the sunshine, you're enjoying your pond. External of your auric space is the rest of the world. So you're in your pond. Your aura is creating this beautiful pond of space and beautiful energy. And when your aura is strong and you're protected, nothing really gets in that pond. Because you know when that vibration comes in to your energy centers, you know what's yours and what's not. You're balanced, healed, and cleared. Okay? But sometimes we can get a bit raffled. Our chakras can be out of balance. There's a lot of stuff happening in the world now that is creating a lot of disease and overwhelm for a lot of people. And that's causing their ponds to be a little bit unstable. So their aura becomes weaker, their pond becomes a little bit frazzled, and then all of a sudden something happens in the external world. It might not be anything to do with you. It could be, one of my main things I use is when the disasters happen, when war strikes. We are not in those countries. We don't know, might not know anyone in those circumstances, but all of a sudden there's a rock thrown in your pond and you get overwhelmed, you get stressed, you get anxious, you go, what the fuck is going on? Because your aura hasn't been strong enough to hold it back. So your instinct and premonition start to send you messages like, there is something happening external of the world. There is something happening external of you. And it creates these ripples. It splashes in your face. Your empathy is out of control because you haven't had a moment's peace to heal yourself or actually take note of what is going on. If your chakras are not in alignment with you and your human soul system is not connected and working together, this can create havoc. There's no balance. They all want to work together to create your purpose. And you've come down here for a purpose and a reason. You've come down to learn these lessons on this planet of free will learning and emotions, yet we've got no control over them. So as you build up your chakric energy and you are cleared, healed, and balanced, and I'm going to take you through a nice little meditation toward the end to get you into that space to reconnect with that spirit soul part of you and to understand more about your eighth sense, your empath sense, that premonition, that instinct that something isn't right in the world. So what are we going to do? Drown? As healers, teachers, and guides, it's our role to send out more love, to send out more healing, and we can only do that if we are healed within ourselves. All good intentions can get so far, but if your energy is like fucking out there and you're feeling good and everything is going well, wow, you're a powerhouse. We have people out there that are shying away from this wonderful energy, this wonderful sense that they have, because empathic energy can make you feel too much. It can stress us out more because it's not our energy, and why are we feeling it, and why do I feel the need that I have to help every single person that comes in when I really need to help myself? We get overwhelmed with this energy, and it's got to stop. It's got to stop with you now so that you can actually find the space to get clear guidance, clear intention to become that healer that you are. I know a lot of sensitives, as I call them, that have shut their heart down because they can't cope. They don't want to go out anywhere. They don't want to go in the world because it's too angry or it's too cold. And that's because their pot is empty. They need to refill it. So when those beautiful healers are hiding because of the external stuff that's happening in the external world, they're shutting down their heart. And when you shut down your heart, you're actually letting more in, if this makes sense. So I imagine heart energy, if you like, to be like a fire hose, okay? So the fire hose shoots out, and the only thing that can penetrate that fire hose back is more water. So when you open up your heart and you send out love, what it will attract, and the only thing that can absorb into that space is more love, more energetic love. And when that happens, well, we know what water does when it crashes. It creates that beautiful spectrum, that beautiful rainbow of all colors. So when you allow your heart chakra to be open, you're actually protecting yourself more because you're only going to attract what your heart wants. When you shut it down is when other things can come in. But remembering it's not just one chakra that we're dealing with. We're working from the throat down. If an extension cord were to come up from the ground, all through your chakras, and another one was meant to come down from the universe, talking If it can't connect and plug in, you can't get that full spectrum of guidance. You're blocked. Your energy is not flowing. So we don't get blocked in our third eye or a crown. They're always open. They're always waiting for this energy. It's through our physical chakras. So if you're only working in the spectrum of universal energy, your human will suffer. And it will suffer with anxiety. It will suffer with stress. It will suffer with overwhelm. Connection is the key to being a human on this space, on this planet of free will, choice, and emotion. So once we've built up this energy and created a really strong auric connection for you, anything external of you that happens with your empathy, in your empathic sense, your eighth sense, will get to your aura. Your premonition and instinct will go, wow, that's pretty heavy shit, or wow, that's really good. And I'm going to use the analogy of something that's really, really bad or chaotic. And this rock that would normally go in your pool because you're already overwhelmed because you haven't healed yourself or balanced yourself within is going to make you all flustery and drown and create more overwhelm. But because you're going to have all this clear energy and clear space, your aura is going to project strong love, healing, power, courage, strength. It's going to be like a feather because your intuition, your instinct, your premonition have already warned you that it's coming, and you know it's not yours because you're in that good space. You've got that balance, that energetic space. And then what happens is you can choose whether you're going to pick that feather up and give some healing and guidance to whatever it might be, or are you going to send that feather away? You will have the choice because you have come to a planet of free will and choice. Sometimes it's hard to get over, swap that side of your brain or whatever it is, but it is there. Your soul is always going to guide you to the pathway that is for your own best interest. What we need to do as a human also is to let our mind, our human mind, be still so that we can get that guidance, so that our kick-ass shadow self can push us into a space, trigger whatever it is, our human self thinks of it, thought, feeling, thought, reaction, action, response, whatever you're going to do, and the soul says, hey, it's cool, I've got this. Let's just sit for a moment and get some clarity and see what we can actually do and what we are going to do. So that is about the human soul system and connecting to empathy or eighth sense. And I thought for the last part of this workshop or little bit of guidance that I've been sharing with you that has been close to my heart for quite some time, I thought if we could go into our pond, do a lovely meditation to actually really free ourselves and get a clear healing and balancing of our chakras, reconnect wholly with all facets of ourselves, build up that auric energy. So it is your pond, it is your heartbeat, and the protection is that your eighth sense is going to give you that instinctual premonition all coming toward you, but you can handle it. You won't get overwhelmed, you won't get all the stress, the anxiety, and you'll be able to just go, whew, I've got this. Yes, there's a lot of crap happening external of my cocoon, of my auric space, but guess what? I'm refilled. I'm pretty good. I go out and I can assist and help and heal others because I've healed myself. And once you get to that space, which, you know, it can take time for some, it's a whole new being. It's a whole new space that creates peace for you because a lot of the shit that's out there isn't yours. And if it is yours, once you've dealt with it and you know what's yours and what's not, that is when your mind can really be balanced with your intuitive self. You can go beyond the universe. We're human. We can only see what our human eyes will let us. What the telescopes, we can only see what the telescopes, human telescopes, can guide us to. But beyond that is source. And I'd like to ask you, once you've penetrated through all those planes of the universe and you get to source, what is beyond source? There are so many more facets and dimensions to us that there's just too much. There's just so much. There's never too much. There's just so much. And I think living in the world as it is today, it's really awesome to be able to have some clarity and control of what you're going to allow to upset you, cause you anxiety, stress, overwhelm. Because as empathic creatures, as the empathic sense needs to evolve with us, instead of hiding, let's use it to our advantage and use that empath to be a human in control, not a human out of control. And the soul and your shadow self are just here to help you. And so is your mind and your body. Everything is one beautiful, beautiful energy with all its own different frequencies. But once they all combine, it's such a great feeling. It's such a happy space. And yeah, I love being there. Don't get me wrong. We do have those days where things are going to be a rock in our pond. But then we can go, shit, that really triggered me. What the fuck? What am I going to do about it? And do something. You are your own guide, healer, and teacher. You have everything within you that you need every day, all day. And there's so many amazing healers, guides, and teachers in the world as well that if you need some guidance. And there has been so many at this Global Healing Summit. It's been mind-blowing what has happened, and to be a part of it, it's just fucking blown me out of the water. But anyway, so I'm going to close with just a very simple meditation that you can all do. You can all do it your own way. And, you know, everything that we've talked about today, sort it out for yourself, analyze it, create your own metaphors, whatever it is for you. But remember, you came to this planet of free will, learnings and emotions and feelings, and we get to taste things because you wanted to do more. You wanted to be more than a soul. You wanted to collaborate with a human and a shadow to help you to get through this soul journey, this whole thing we call life. And the world at the moment really needs us all. And when we're good, those around us are good. The energy just peels out really well. But if you're not in a good space, then perhaps go cocoon for a little bit and get some guidance. Find someone that you resonate with that will really, you know, get you to dig deep. Because nobody said this life was easy. I believe it does get easier the more that we analyze and work on our energetic centers and work on our frequencies. So yeah, just hang in there and believe in yourself, because I believe in everyone. I talk to a lot of souls, and the souls are okay. Your soul is okay. It's about just bringing it back into that heart space and really trusting where it wants to guide you. And know that your shadow self, although it does kick your ass sometimes and it does put you in those situations where those triggers go off, it's only because the three want to work together. The shadow, the human, and the soul collaborate with mind and body and spirit, whatever you believe it is out there. So, and lots of people joined, and I thank you for that. And I promise I'll get back to all the comments and the questions, just that when I'm on a roll and when I'm in that trancy, get that energy out space, it's sort of hard to get, and plus I need your glasses. And I can't read the comments real well right now. So I look forward to going back and seeing all those. if you watch the replay, that's pretty cool too. I'm guessing I'll still be able to answer any questions that come up. I love questions. I was known as the skeptical psychic because of all the crap that you see, feel, and hear, and all the energies. And I'm going, no, that's not me. I'm just going to ignore it. Wasn't until I sort of went, no, I want to embrace this, get out of my comfort zone a little bit, that all this other stuff started to come into my life, especially with all the energy. Energy is really important. Energy, your energy that flows out into the world, past your aura, into your empathic space, into somebody else's empathic space, and then they read it as their interpretation of how their energy is at any given time as well. So please, please just love yourself enough, talk to yourself, talk to your soul, try and shut out some of the mind chatter. So I'm going to shut out some of my mind chatter right now. I'd like to take you just on a healing in your pond to build up your auric energy, to understand more about that eighth sense, that empathy that is right within you. Don't let it overwhelm you or overtake you, whatever's going on in the external world. Your empathy is just going to, it's your instinct and premonition that needs to evolve. It's not here to say, be stressed, be angry, be whatever. It's here to just say, hey, this emotion's happening out there. Do you want to feel it or do you want to shut it out? And you have a choice to shut it out. You have a choice whether you pick the feather up and decide to hone in on it, or whether you're going to get rid of the feather until another day. You get to choose. Okay, all right, thank you. Oh, it makes total sense. I'm so glad it makes total sense. Thanks, Claudia. Because sometimes I just go, wow, what is this stuff? What is this energetic stuff? But I know as soon as I'm in my pond and I'm feeling good, my auras are good, my aura is protecting me, and I get all those, it's like a cat's whiskers or the hairs on a dog's back. It's all premonition and instinct, and we're just not evolving with it. We're allowing these feelings to take over, and being a human and a soul working together, we know that they're creating those triggers for us to pick something up from, to make us stronger, to make us able to help and heal more people. But it starts with you. It really does. So if you'd like to create a nice space, whether you're sitting or laying, you don't need to watch, whatever it is that you'd like to do. Just take a nice deep breath. And exhale, that's it. Just to exhale, I'm just going to have a little throat refresher. That's it. And I want you to just really relax. Move your body if you need to. Get comfortable. And we're going to bring up the energy from the earth through the soles of our feet. However you feel, see, or sense energy, that's unique to you as well. So please just allow it to flow gently up through your body, all the way up. That's it. And as you get to the hips, I want you to notice the base chakra, how it's feeling. Sometimes it likes to move a little bit of energy around because you're thinking of it. Energy flows where thoughts go. I want you to bring the energy up through your spine, vertebra and disc. And as you're bringing it up through your spine, I want you to take note of the different feelings that are in the front of your body through the chakric energy space, all the way up. Getting to the heart, I want you to just hold on for a moment at the heart space. Just take a moment to feel, see, hear, or sense it beating, because remember, they're the ripples on your pond. Pull your shoulders back if you'd like to really create space in there. And as you exhale, allow it to be open today. Feeling safe, feeling safe. Coming up to the throat. When we get to the throat, sometimes you might need to cough and get some shit out because you've been holding on to a lot of our words for a long time, a lot of our teachings that we maybe don't think that people will resonate with. But I've just seen a whole heap of resonations that I'm really appreciative for. Thank you. Thank you. As we bring the energy up to our head space, just relax through the jaw. Allow any tension to melt away from that forehead, and feel your eyes. Feel them just resting gently in their sockets. Allow yourself to relax. Bringing the energy up now. You've got a beautiful vortex through the top of your head. Allow it to flow all the way up into the universe. And there is a star planet with your name on it. It's your energy bank. And just attach it to that space. That vortex or umbilical cord knows exactly where it needs to go. And what we've done is we've brought grounding energy up. We've pushed a lot of crap out of our body and pushed it up to that star. But that star is going to clear it and heal it for you today. Allow your breathing to find its own natural rhythm. As you exhale, just relax. All the way up. And when you're ready now, on your exhalation, I want you to bring that new energy right the way back down, back through the top of your head, through the crown. I want you to allow it to flow to your third eye, just around the front part of your forehead. And I want you to ask that that chakra be open and clear to give you beautiful messages, intuitive messages, always and in alignment for the good of yourself. Notice your head. It sometimes feels lighter when we just allow ourselves to know and trust in our intuition. As you exhale, bring the energy down through the face, through the jaw, through the back of the skull and the neck, and get to the throat. I want you to ask that this chakra be healed, cleared, and balanced for you today. However that feels for you, notice any changes or any movement in that space. Sometimes you might need to cough or clear your throat, and that's perfectly fine. Coming down to the heart once again, ask that it be healed, cleared, and balanced for you today. Allow it to be open, expressive, to be able to give the love and accept the love that you're tuning into. Notice the difference. Notice that feeling. Coming down a little deeper to the solar plexus. Ooh, that one always feels a bit weird for me. Ask that it be healed, cleared, and balanced for you today. Allowing your creative senses to come in, allowing it to let go of anything that no longer serves you. Whoa, just let it go. You can come back to it to another day when you're ready to sit and really get down deep, dark, and dirty with it and find out what it is that's triggering you. Coming down a little deeper to the sacral, right near the navel. Ask that it be cleared, healed, and balanced for you today. Finding you, honouring you, believing in you, feeling that soul reconnection to you in all your power, creativity, and glory. And notice the difference. Another exhalation down to the base. Ask that that chakra be healed, cleared, and balanced for you today. Creating grounding, great energy and vibes to be connected to this earth and those around you. Clearing your surroundings, and as you exhale, push that energy down through the soles of your feet again to reconnect with the earth, that grounding energetic root system that you're creating. Allow it to really hone in. Whether your root system is deep or shallow, there's no judgment. Just allow it to flow effortlessly. You now have 3 energies connecting. Your universal energy, your human energy, and your grounding energy, all combining to make that frequency just for you. This is the powerhouse vibration of healing that is uniquely yours. No one can give this to you, and you can make it. And we're going to bring that up through our body, and we're going to create a powerhouse aura that is going to be so strong and protective, but still allow stuff in when you want to. Allow the energy to build up through the bottom of your feet. And when you're ready, imagine there's all little portals on the bottom of your feet where this root system joins. And we're going to bring it up slowly through each chakra. So this energy is building up, it's vibrating, it's universal, it's human, it's yours, it's your soul's, it's all ready to go. It's the earth's grounding, and here we go. Nice deep breath. As you inhale, bring your own vibrational energy up through the soles of your feet. Just take a moment to allow it to wash over your feet. Feel it pressing on the heels and into the Achilles, and just let it rest in the ankles just for a moment. Let it build up. Each time you inhale, you're building up this energy. Exhaling gently to maintain it. And again, all the way up now, all the way up through your knees, all the way to your base chakra. And I want you to visualize the color that you want to, whatever it is for you, the vibration, the energy. Push that energy all the way in front of you, all the way behind you and to the left and to the right. Allow this energy to start to build your cocoon, your chrysalis. Allow it to create that space with strength and dignity and grounding energy where clarity, courage, earthing is all in that space. Allow your breathing to find its own natural rhythm. And then again, come up, all the way up, bringing it all the way up, all the way up, all the way up to your sacral chakra, and pushing that beautiful energy out, believing in yourself, honoring yourself, loving yourself, finding that creativity, and knowing that you are enough and you are an amazingly awesome person, human, soul, shadow, you're everything. Push it out in front of you as far as it will go, behind you and to the left and to the right. Starting to build up this energy now. Bring it all the way up to the solar plexus and push that energy out, all the way out and around you, to the left, to the right, in front of you, behind you, all the way. Feel that chrysalis, that cocoon, that auric energy building up and up and up. And once again, all the way up to the heart. Ask that your heart be open to receive love, or cleared, healed and balanced if you're not ready for that today. Just allow it to be protected until you're ready. That's okay. Push the energy out in front of you, to the left, to the right and behind you, all the way around, creating this chrysalis. All the way up to your throat, the same with your throat, knowing that communication, your communication is beautiful and you have every right to communicate. You've come to the planet of free will. Use it. It's fine. You're going to trigger people, but shit. People have got shit to learn too, not just us. Push it out all the way around, to the left, to the right, in front and behind. You've got this. Bring it all the way up now through the head space and create a beautiful fountain that goes over your aura space. Building protection. You're in this cocoon and you're on and in your beautiful pond. That's it. The pond is your aura. And the ripples in the pond is your heartbeat. Boom, boom, boom. Just take that moment. And your empathic sense is right there. It's external of that aura. And you can allow it in whenever you want to. And you can choose whether it's going to be a rock and it's going to splash you and overwhelm you, or whether you're just going to take things as they come with clarity, clear thinking. Allow yourself to just breathe into this beautiful space, knowing that empathy, your eighth sense, is always with you. It's here to guide you, to teach you, to do everything with you. Empathy is not a burden once you have control of it, and once you know what is yours and what is not. Once you learn and guide yourself to healing yourself with all facets, mind, body, spirit, shadow self, soul self. Feel the connection of your soul within that space, within that auric space. Envelop yourself in it. Ah, that's right. Knowing that there is always going to be things external of you and out of your control, but it's always about how we respond or react to these situations. And always remember that that teaches us something about ourselves as well, how we respond and react. Take another deep breath in. Really push it all the way out, knowing that other people's energy can come in when you invite it in. If you are ready to heal others and feel and take on their energy, knowing what's yours and what's not. Remember, we have 2 ears. Listen to the guiding voice system. Use your body as a barometer to help guide you through whatever it is, whether it's yours or somebody else's, whether you're healing yourself or somebody else. Just always know that your empathic sense is your friend, your instinct, your premonition, and always trust it and feel balanced. Slowly bring yourself back to the room, knowing that anything external of you now is in your favor and in your control, and you can handle it and you've got it. And it's okay to feel those energies and write down shit and go through it. And why the fuck is this happening for me today? What triggers are you not listening to? Because once you're healed, cleared and balanced, not a lot triggers you. It's a nice peaceful space to be. So I'd like to thank you all for watching today. My name's Chrissy. I'm in South Australia. Let me know where you're from. I'm going to shut down in, I think I've got a few more minutes before the hour time is up. It's lovely to just see people I do know and people I don't know, putting it into perspective. This is all very cool. Yeah, I'm just going to flick back up again. Getting nice and close now because I really need to go get some new glasses. But self-hibernation, as I call it. Self-hibernate. Love it. Be there in cave. And enjoy the experience. This is a great time to find out what's triggering you and why, and to maybe guide yourself through some meditations and some of this beautiful, beautiful stuff that we've had on this Quantum Healing Summit. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for the next one. It's drumming and dancing and yoga and crystals and all sorts of yummy things. So human soul system is crying out for you to really connect on all facets. Your soul's right there waiting for you, and it makes total sense to some more people, which I'm really happy about. It's really good. And some people are going to watch the replay. Awesome. So there you go. Ask your soul what it wants for your human self. And for those of you that are into card readings, there's a little spread that I do, and I'll quickly just explain this to you. Oh, you're welcome, Maria. Thank you, Mandy too, and Penny. Thank you all. This little reading's really good. I do it with Soul Journey cards, which are James Van Prague's, but I don't read his interpretations. You interpret your cards your way because they're showing you pictures. But I put a card in the center, which is the now. Where am I at now? And then I put a card on top of that, which is the past. And it's where I've come from to where I am now. And then on either side, I've got my soul self and I've got my human self. And they want to work collaboratively. So when I turn those cards over, it's a message from each of them to get into my now, to create that balance. And then I draw one last card, which tells me the future, what I'm going to. So if you're into cards and that sort of little stuff, it's a neat little spread to do. But you should interpret your own cards, you know, see what you see in the pictures or the words that are on it, and interpret for what it means for you, because every single one of you are your own guides, healers, and teachers. Don't ever forget that. You have all got so much to offer to everyone. So if your empathic energy is being out of control, go to the pond, build your energy up, and ask that it become a feather, and choose whether you want to let it in or not. Okay? So have an amazingly awesome day, night, wherever you are. This has just been such a buzz, and yeah, oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I will look forward to seeing you all again when we do this again. Once again, thank you to Matthew. What a legend. This has just been an amazing buzz, and you said you'd hold the flag in the ground when I met you, and you certainly have come to the party. Thank you. See you later, everyone. Be loved, because I love you all. Bye-bye.